Hello everyone, Agion here with another regular 3 replays. On the left side is the blue Soviets, we have Dankal. On the right side as the light blue allies, we have GODOFWaR, I think it was? GODOFWaR? Whatever that means. Wait, was that for the fatherland? No, that's not for the fatherland. Do press actually going for immediately into airfield, so no boot camp. That's sort of unusual. And we do have a boot barracks over here. Going for immediately to Vindicators. He's going to try to snipe the combat engineer. Combat engineer most likely will secure the garrison before the Vindicator comes out, but oh, it's close. The engineer's been rallied but not been. Oh, big mistake, big mistake. And he forgot about it. Nice little pick right there. No boot camp just yet either. So both no oil derrick so far. We got a handful of flak troops, and we don't usually see 6 flak troops this early. But not every day we actually see a combat engineer get cleaned up by a Vindicator. Needs to send these flak troops in order to prevent any sort of the Vindicator's going from the scouting run. He knows the Vindicator's over here. We do have another Vindicator back at home. He could get a combat engineer out, a Soviet engineer, place a battle bunker and put the flak troops in there. And the Vindicators are swarming overhead. Still no push for the oil derrick for either. Oh, we do got another combat engineer. And he could get sniped. No, he doesn't want to risk the Vindicators. There's a lot of flak troopers here. There's no boot camp yet either. You have another oil derrick or refinery for the allied player. The Soviet player is now getting his 3rd refinery up as well. After he gets this up, he could potentially go for a crusher crane and then move his MCV to the 4th one. Maybe? I don't know. Do have a war factory being built. He has a lot of flak troops, so he doesn't really need a bullfrog at this moment. I would imagine a sickle maybe his best unit for right now. Something anti-infantry, but his opponent doesn't have a boot camp entirely, so this is a really, really strange game. The oil derrick has been bombed. We'll just need another bomb run before it goes down. He has the cash back from it, so the engineer has paid for himself. Looks like there is a Riptide. Haven't seen a boot camp yet, so we know it's not loaded. We do also have it's from a seaport, not from a war factory as well. So will we see a naval play by the allied player? 4th refinery does come up for the for the allied player, and the oil derrick does in fact go down. We do also have flak troops being parachuted on in. There is a garrison here. He can throw 3 of them in, which will protect them. It does destroy the garrison, and it looks like the splash damage will kill off all the flak troops. Sickles do come on in. 1 flak troop is still alive. Flak troop does in fact go down, and it looks like the Sickles maybe just eyeing for a recharge and then just hop back up to the high ground. Try and go for that bullfrog. Does get the bombing run. Does kill off 1 of the Sickles. The other one's still alive. Jumps on in, but it is pretty wounded. Just needs 1 bomb. One of these Vindicators just need to get a quick bomb and make sure he doesn't splash his own prospector. Riptides are moving on forward. There are a handful of flak troops. And there is a hammerhead, which would be a good counter, but he may lose this force over here. The bullfrog is now dead. Does lose an 8 Riptide and actually loses the Hammerhead to another bombing run. He needs more Bullfrogs, he needs more Hammer Tanks. His opponent is going for pretty much no infantry. Finally gets his own oil derrick. Bit late, but his opponent is dead, so getting it now is a good idea. We do have a ore refinery right here, but looks like it will be cleaned on up. We do got a Twin Blade. He's far away from cleaning it up. He may be able to get it. He probably will get it. The first AP Riptide just went down. And we do got the 4 Vindicators now flying around. No Apollos. Does lose, as well as even the Terror Drone. Riptide will in fact go down. Does deploy out the refinery. No shots into it. And you also have, looks like, well, something must have been killed it off. It does actually shrink it in order to try to get the repairs sooner. No, but he loses in time and it gets frozen. Not sure what destroyed all those walls. Was that satellites? I think it was satellites, but there was also a Terror Drone there. Was it a sickle plus satellites? Tide does in fact go down. There's 3 Bullfrogs there. We have more and more Bullfrogs coming out. This is a Riptide filled with units, but there's just only 1 Javelin troop, and the rest will get machine gunned down. No problem. Vindicators coming in for a bomb run. Not sure if they actually dropped off their bombs. Doesn't look like it. Nothing seems wounded. Oops. Trying to get the pan. I need to reduce the pan rate. I need to change that a bit later. But looks like the oil derrick is under fire. There is a multi-gunner IFV. Needs to focus on the low health one. Over here we do got an assault. Looks like bears. Somehow there's bears right there. I don't know. I think got flung over by bullfrogs, but that's still unusual to see. Just bears right there. Looks like they may have swam. Well, no, those are 2 Twin Blades still alive, actually. 2 Hammerheads, a handful of Bullfrogs. There's enough Bullfrogs here to really warrant threats to the Vindicators. Nothing bombing run into this ore refinery. Perhaps you should eye maybe a flak turret or 2. Oil derrick has not been repaired whatsoever, so it does pitch in a bit more damage. Multi-gunner IFVs does withdraw as well. He does spot these Riptides. This is a pretty big catch right here. And there is enough Twin Blades here and enough damage here to prevent the death of this oil refinery. I keep on saying oil, but it's ore. It does kill off. The Harvester still has plenty of health, though I have trouble actually selecting the thing. There it goes. Over here, oh, looks like there was a cryo shot there. All that infantry now frozen. We do have a V4. And he sort of splashed some of his own units. I think he actually killed off a couple of his own conscripts there. V4s, both of the V4s have been shrunk. We do got 1 of the Vindicators go down. Cryocopters have received a bit of damage. It looks like the Hammerheads are very much small. Satellites coming in trying to ward away these units. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage. The Hammerheads are now full size. Conscripts are also pitching in some damage. We do have the conscripts pitching, absorbing a lot of shots. We still got 3 of the V4s. That is a very friendly fire damage. Almost kills off one of his own Hammerheads. The Hammerhead does have some extra guns now on them. Looks like the last of the Guardian tanks will in fact be cleaned up. The 2 Hammerhead tanks, both now upgraded with extra guns. The V4s, while one of them is wounded, they're still all alive. These V4s can do quite a bit of good work. Looks like he's going to go ahead and leech down this central structure in order to re-heal his Hammerheads. Single twin blade still alive, so that is good for anti-infantry. V4 has fired a single shot off. Hit over here. This multi-gunner IFV does take out one of the V4s. These other 2 are severely wounded. This Guardian tank could take them out, but does not. And it looks like the Hammerheads are going to make a charge. 2 of them do have extra guns. So there was another bombing run over here. Looks like a frozen ore collector. There's also another ore collector there. I must have missed that. And we also have Natasha out on the field. But this frozen ore collector is being very problematic. I think he rebuilt this one in anticipation of it going down, but it didn't. So he has a spare ore collector he should put away somewhere safe in case one does get destroyed. And we also have Iron Curtain. Iron Curtain just been launched. The Hammerheads are making an advance. Nothing these infantry units can do. I don't think he even can shrink these invulnerable units. The V4s, it looks like the V4s are way out of position. Doesn't pitch in any more damage. The Iron Curtain's starting to wear on off. One of the power plants does in fact go down. You got a large number of shrinks. You also got the cryo shot coming on in. Does freeze, I think, one of the bullfrogs. Another Hammerhead does get frozen and destroyed. This another one does get frozen. Another V4 does get destroyed. The 2 other ones have been shrunk. Some extra weapons have been pitched in over to the Hammerheads. One of them is a flak weapon. Another one, I thought I saw another one. Like there's a one with an extra cannon here. And nope, looks like just one flak, one, I say flak, I should say missile, and one cannon. It's nice to see a Iron Curtain being used. So we've got satellites being called on in. Those destroy the power plant. Very nice. May put him in the low power mode. I don't see any defense turrets to really tell. I actually don't see any power plants. Just this one, so I think he is in low power, reducing his production rate. A bit of a standoff. Looks like this ore collector will go ahead and get back online. This toxin corrosion did force it off temporarily. You got mass shrinks coming on the Hammerheads. You have a lot of conscripts here, but there's even a larger number of peacekeepers. The B4s all fired off a shot. Are the spread shots? Some of them are. Does do a good amount of splash damage, but didn't really get a whole lot of too many hits. Guardian tanks are here. Multi-gunners are just trying to run down and hit those V4s, and we've got more and more V4 rockets over here. These 2 V4s have been frozen. Natasha does not get off a bombing run, and looks like these conscripts will be cleaned up, but these V4s managed to get some good hits. There are severely wounded tanks here. Airheads are now moving on forward, but another Guardian tank goes down. The Kirov, there's a Kirov here. And you got another Iron Curtain, only a handful of bullfrogs and a single Hammerhead. The Hammerhead is making his man, trying to pick off some of these units. Looks like the another Hammerhead actually shrunken beforehand does get invulnerable, but looks like another battle has been completed. But overall, I'd say both sides lost equal amount. But this Kirov is going to be very problematic. But there is a heroic multi-gunner IFV, but this Kirov is still very potent. This is eyeing for the War Factory. More IFVs, Javelin troops coming in. One of them does land with laser lock, and there goes the War Factory. And down goes the Kirov. Let's set off that barracks, or the boot camp, I should say. Splash his own conscripts a bit as well. 5, 6, 7 V4s out on the field. That is a lot of rocket spread. There goes the airfield. Not sure if there's any aircraft on it. The Hammerheads are making their advance. One of them may get frozen. And there we go. And the Allied player has surrendered. That Iron Curtain really have saved that Soviet player multiple engagements, forcing him back, getting a lot of cost-effective engagement. This is Agion saying thank you for watching, and signing off.